Hello lovelies, and yes, I have done my hair. Cue the intro. Hey lovely people who live on the internet, and welcome back to the Retrospective. Last time we did from 1998 to 2000. Today we're going to be doing 2000 to 2002. That's going to be 7 games in total to cover, so we're going to get cracking on. And the first game we're going to be looking at is Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters GB. And yeah, I can actually love this game. No, I'm serious. This game's a much better version of the first attempt, Capsule Monsters Breed and Battle, in my opinion. The layout of this game is very different, has a story. It allows the player to roam a hub world, picking who to play against, and progress the story theirself. Meanwhile, allowing the player to interact with other objects such as vending machines and doors. This game is alike in many ways to the Pokemon trading card game released on the same console, as that allows the player to choose who to duel and progress their story how they like. The story can be summed up simply by saying this takes place in Season 0 / the manga, as Seto Kaiba has recently been defeated in the card game, to them being controlled by a mysterious stranger, trapping Yugi and his friends and making them play Capsule Monsters. The controls of this game is much simpler to get used to, while easily learning the basics and the way the game can be played. This is a welcome change to the type of Yu-Gi-Oh game. And as for the music, oh my rah, it's amazing. For the Game Boy Color soundtrack, I love it better than other games released prior. The sad thing is, it was only a Japan exclusive, and I think Konami really missed out on something special that would have been great. So what can I say, people? I really like this game to bits and pieces, and I absolutely think it was a great thing that they did. They made a start with the first one in 1998 and came back at it and just nailed it the second time. So I liked it so much that I think it's great, and it gives me hope for the next 6 games that are coming. The next game wouldn't be released until July 2000. It would be called Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 3, Tri-Holy God Advent. Really confusing name, but Europe wouldn't get it to 2003. It would be called Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side Story. Much like its previous actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Card-based games on the handheld, this game is much different. I'm afraid not that much, however. Only difference is it's got increased card database, the music's more sinister than the others, and well, a few more opponents to duel. Trust me on this, I know there's more sort of variants of these games, so prepare for abridged versions of them when I'm coming to them, because there's no point in me actually going over the same bits and pieces by saying, oh, it was a wee bit better, because honestly, I think you're going to get fed up a bit, and I will get fed up a bit, so prepare for shorter versions of what I'm going to tell you about. So let's roll on to the next game. It was in December 2000, it was called Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 4, Battle of Great Duelists, and it was on the Game Boy Color again. Same game, but better sprites, graphics, music, and even card database. Done! Yep, I told you it was a bridge version. It just gets shorter next time. So in 2001, a new game was released for the Game Boy Advance, which I actually own, actually. Look, ooh, it's pretty. Dungeon Dice Monsters. It was called Dungeon Dice Monsters. Now this was actually based upon a concept in the anime. I judged Capsule Monsters upon how I think it is, so maybe this will be any better? Nope! So much nope. Stupid game. Let's burn all copies of this. Forget this was a concept. Wash my hands. Never clean. Oh god, make this go away. Oh, I want to go away. Never clean. Okay, let's stop and start this all again. So this game was based off the Dungeon Dice game in the anime that was shown off at the end of Season 1 after Joel's Kingdom. Duke Devlin would fight Joey and Yuki in the game. It was a really boring episode and shouldn't have really had much more concept after that. However, it got a game. It was really difficult to get my head around and hard to understand. This game really relies on you having more luck than skill. You get a wide range of opponents, selection of monsters from the card game, and the object is to get from one side of the field to the other side and destroy your opponent's heart points. For each turn, you roll the dice and determine if you have enough crest to summon, move, or attack. I have no words to describe my pure and utter rage for this game, so we're just going to shift on to the next game. So the next game was Duel Monsters 5, Expert 1 for the Game Boy Advance. Sadly, I can't get you footage of this game, but what I can tell you of the game, it was far better than the previous versions of it. It had a better interface, handled perfectly, and it was much more passable for a Yu-Gi-Oh game. The music itself was quite memorable as well. The highlight is a bigger roster of cards, characters, and finally a duel field that has finally been designed for players who are new or already know the game to get to grips with it. Overall, it's not a bad game. I wish I could actually have a lot more to say about this game, but sadly I really don't. However, they did release another one at the end of the year, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 6 Expert 2. And this is what it looks like. However, it's exactly the same, other than the same characters, few extras, more cards, same music, blah 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 blah. And that's kind of the formula. If it wasn't broke, why fix it? And well, if you're really wanting to know what happens, well, here's the abridged version, the very short version which you're going to get. Same stuff all over again. The last game I want to talk about is actually on the PS2 in 2001. It was called Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 2 Inherited Memories, and it was pretty damn cool, but we got it released over here in Europe and America called Duelist of the Roses. Now, to stress, this isn't a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game really. To sum up the game, it's a command and conquer with card elements. You choose your opponent on a map with old familiar faces popping up to play the game against. It has similar mechanics much to the Dungeon Dice Monsters game. After you win, it's pretty much a rinse and repeat in each level. To be honest, the game story wasn't that clear. It was set in the real world, but not in the real world at the same time. You did have your England and Spain and everywhere else, but other than that, I was pretty stumped. It was almost like I jumped far into the Star Wars saga without even knowing anything. But if I had to pick whether this game was good or bad, it's a good game. Now, I know what I said was bad, but that's why I liked it. It was my first home console Yu-Gi-Oh! Game I played, and I have fond memories of me pursuing the story, trying to understand it, trying to beat every level, and trust me, when I say the last level is total BS and how difficult it is, you completely understand after playing this game for about 10 minutes. And finally, this was a different take on how they can go so wrong on a game that is so easy to make video games for. So that's it, people. We managed to get from 2000 to 2002. Next part, we're going to do another 2 years. However, it will start increasing with bigger gaps because afterwards, 2005 onwards, they didn't release them as frequently. However, if you did like this video, please go give it a like down there. Maybe a wee bit of a subscribe if you haven't subscribed to us. Please also check out links for our Facebook and our Twitter, and watch out for the next parts, because if you want to stay up to date and all that, please check them out. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching, and catch you around for the next part.